Welcome to Airtable AppiWorks for Zoho CRM. Airtable AppiWorks for Zoho CRM is a Zoho CRM extension that integrates Zoho CRM and Airtable to automate your workflow like export data, import data, and view data directly from Zoho CRM. Before proceeding with the automation types, let us quickly install our extension from Zoho Marketplace. If you have already installed, you can skip this part of the video. Go to Zoho Marketplace and search for Airtable AppiWorks in the search bar as shown here. You will be navigated to the extension page and now proceed to install. Accept all permission to proceed the installation procedure as shown here. Click on Confirm and wait for the extension to be installed. Once the installation is completed, now we can go to the Airtable AppiWorks tab by clicking on the three dots present as shown here. Click on Start Automating button. It will redirect you to the Zoho CRM connection setup page. Provide a name for your Zoho connection and click on Authorize with Zoho CRM button. Choose your organization and after that click on Accept button to create a connection with Zoho CRM. As you can see that the connection is created successfully. In order to create a new service, click on the Create New Service button. Give a name to your automation service and choose your automation type. By default, the automation service is selected to export. So let's see how export automation service work. Choose a Zoho CRM module and here we can set specific conditions based upon which the export will happen. In order to set that, click on Add Filter button as is shown here, and in our case we are going to export leads that are pre-qualified. Now click on Next button to configure Airtable. You can either choose from an existing connection or you can create a new one by clicking on the plus icon present at the right end of the connection field. Provide the personal access token and then click on Validate to establish the connection. Now choose the base and finally click on Connect button. Once the connection is successfully established, choose an object or the source table from Airtable database, also select Create as our action in the Action Selection field, and then click on Next button to proceed to Mapping section. While few fields can be intelligently mapped, the remaining can be mapped manually by clicking on the Add button. Once the fields are mapped successfully, let us now move on to the next step by clicking on the Next button. In the final step, you can enable or disable the service configuration based upon your need. The first switch is enabled for automatic export of contacts upon creation or updation of any existing contact in Zoho CRM module, and the second switch is for manual export of selected leads. We will see more about manual export in later part of the video. Finally, let's save the service. Once the service is saved successfully, let us try to create a new lead and check whether the same record is exported to our user info table in Airtable database. Here we can see the newly created lead is exported successfully. Let us now look at how we can manually export specific leads from Zoho CRM module. Select the leads to be exported and click on the Airtable AppiWorks button as shown. Once the AppiWorks configuration is loaded, you can execute the required service from the available list of services. Manual export is possible from two more places, one from Leads listing area and also from Leads details page. On successful execution of service, we can see that only 3 records got exported as the rest of them did not satisfy the condition we had set during service configuration. Let's go back to our Airtable table and check whether the selected leads are exported there. Here we can see the selected leads from Zoho CRM Leads module has been exported successfully. Now let's navigate back to Service Listing page and have a look at one more type of automation service called Import. Click on Create button to initiate a new service. Give a name to your automation service and this time choose Import as your automation type. Let us choose Leads as our Zoho CRM module. In order to configure Airtable connection, we will choose the previously created connection this time. We will choose User Info as our object and then proceed to Mapping. In Mapping section, we will map the related fields as we have done earlier during export service creation, and once the mapping is complete, we will move to Setup Data Filter. Let's say we are going to import the leads that were generated by referral, so we are setting our filter accordingly here as is shown. In case no filter is set, it is supposed to fetch all data from the Airtable table. Once the filter is applied, click on Preview Data button to fetch the record from data source. Here you can see that the filtered data from Airtable table has been displayed. By default, few of the records are selected. We can select the records based upon our need. We have 2 types of import options available. Through Quick Import, we can instantly import the records, and we can also schedule our import based upon interval or some specific time. Let's perform Quick Import at first. On running the import service successfully, let's click on Next and finally save the service. Now, let us check whether the selected records are reflecting in our Zoho CRM Leads module. On refreshing the list, here we can see the newly imported records. Let us now see how scheduled import works. In this step, previewing data is optional, so we can directly go to the scheduler step by clicking on the Next button. There are 2 types of scheduling. One is in an interval or recurring way of importing data, or there is a specific time at which we can schedule our import. In interval type, there are options like, we can schedule it daily, weekly, monthly, hourly, etc. In this case, we will import at a specific time. Enter the date and time of import. Now click on Next and finally save the service. On reaching the specific time, let's check whether the records have been imported to Zoho CRM Leads list. Here we can see that the records that were scheduled to be imported is successfully listed here in Zoho CRM. Finally, let us look at one more automation service called View. We are in the service listing page. Click on Create button to create new View service. Give a name to your automation service, and this time choose View as your automation type. Click on Next and move to Configure Zoho CRM, and do the same way as we have already done earlier. In order to configure Airtable connection, we will choose the previously created connection and we will choose Product as our object and proceed to set up Connecting Filter. Here, we can set certain filter and also select the attributes, which will be fetched and displayed inside Leads module based on the condition set by us. Let's say we want to visualize the number of products used by a specific lead, and here we want to filter out all the records from our product table in Airtable where user email matches the lead email ID. Connecting filter is again optional. If you do not provide any filter, it is going to display all records from the source table. Click on Next button and finally save the service. Once the service is saved, let's navigate to Leads Details page to see how it works. Here you can see that we have a widget for Airtable AppiWorks. After loading, you can see your view services. Click on Service to visualize the data. So these are all kinds of automation service that we offer from Airtable AppiWorks extension for Zoho CRM. Hope you enjoyed the intelligent integration and hyper-automation capability of AppiWorks on Zoho CRM. Thanks for watching.